Howdy everyone. Welcome back to Ren Talks Weather, where I talk about whatever the hell I want. How are you all doing? This episode is going to be a very interesting episode. We have a bunch of topics to talk on. So why don't we just get into it? Let's start off with how my week has been. Not gonna lie, I've been feeling like shit recently. I'm not gonna get too much into it because who cares? But yeah, I just haven't been feeling the best, really. But I hope everyone else is having a great week. Yeah, didn't finish Hi-Fi Rush like I said I would. Mainly because, like, I just didn't feel like playing anything. Like, even Oxenfree 2 dropped, like, Tuesday, and I still haven't touched it. Like, man, I just haven't really been in the mood to play anything as of late. I did try to start on the Platinum for, Resident Evil 3. But I think I'm gonna do a mutation of Platinum first. Like, usually when I'm in this kind of mood, I usually just go to Platinum games because it kind of helps me, get back in the groove, you know? Kind of reminds me of why I love playing the games, you know? But yeah, just haven't really been in the best of moods. I don't really have much more to say. My week, besides that, it's been kind of, eh. But yeah, that's really it for my week. I got not much to really talk on with my week, so, how about we just get into some of these news topics? Again, if you want to submit a question, we don't have any questions this week, but if you want to submit a question, you can either message me on anything you see in the, About section in Spotify, or, email me at askrenanything on yahoo.com. I think it's askrenanything, right? I might just butcher my own email. But, you know, I don't care. Let's talk about, since I'm in a bad mood, let's talk about some positive stuff. Let's talk about some cool shit that's going on this week. We're getting new Naruto episodes, man. According to Game Rat, new Naruto anime sets to premiere later this year, which, from what I'm aware of, is going to be 4 new episodes, all of classic Naruto. So this is specifically classic episodes, not Shippuden, not Boruto, classic Naruto, which I find pretty interesting. I find very, very interesting because, like, Boruto, I'm pretty sure Boruto ended, right? Like, it just ended, like, its first generation. Should end, it's kind of, like, transitioning into Shippuden, right? So I find that, like, incredibly interesting that we're moving back to Naruto. So let's read this a bit. So the article starts talking about, like, the history of Naruto. No, I don't care about the new anime that's premiering this spring. Actually, that kind of does look pretty. Okay, it barely talks about it. Okay, never mind. But, I'm pretty excited for these new episodes. I love Naruto. I never finished Shippuden past the Pain arc because I don't know, the Pain arc just seemed like a good finale for me. But I love Naruto. Naruto is one of my favorite shows ever. Definitely one of my favorite animes ever. And the fact that 4 new episodes are coming, it just excites me. Like, it just excites me that we're getting more Naruto, you know? I tried watching Boruto. Didn't really care about it all too much. I thought Boruto was, for the most part, fine. I don't think it's as bad as people put it to be. Like, I know there's some people who just straight up hate the show. I don't hate it. I think it's fine. I, again, haven't got really far in it. I think I'm, the farthest I went is episode 22. Is that the episode where Boruto's, like, like, trying to stop a bank robbery? I don't know. I probably could have just butchered, like, the episode list, but you know what? I don't give a damn. My sound's muted. Dang it. The joke was not funny because my sound was muted. No. The joke is ruined. No. There you go. But yeah, boo my joke. Yeah. Not much to say on here. I will talk about like the promotional image that released. I'm loving the new style. It looks like it's gonna be I think it's gonna be the same team who does the Boruto anime. But yeah, it looks really pretty. I like how Kid Naruto's looking. I like how everyone else is looking, man. This is looking to be pretty good. I'm pretty excited for the most part. Yeah, not much more to say on this. So yeah. All right. So if you're like me, you live down in Florida, and if you're not like me and live everyone else, then you probably already recognize this. So stay with me, folks. Why is it so goddamn hot now? Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I feel like every time I walk out, I could cook scrambled eggs in this heat, dude. I'm not even joking. Like,
really, nigga?
Yeah, it's just like it's too fucking hot, dude. It's way too fucking hot. Like, oh crap, I forgot. Okay, I'll talk about it at the end of the podcast then. I went to see Mission Impossible, which I completely forgot to talk about. Probably should have wrote that in the notes, but we scuffed out here, boys. But I went to see Mission Impossible, right? And man, like, it was like late at night, like probably like 10 a.m. Not 10 a.m. 10 p.m. And dude, it felt like it was like 90 degrees at least, dude. Like, that's just at night. So, global warming. It is summer, but, the heat's been getting worse. And apparently it's gonna be worse next year. So yeah, in case any of you aren't aware, the reason why it's so damn hot now is because global warming is real. So many people don't throw away their shit, and as a result, it heats up everything, and I fucking hate it. So how about we go ahead and educate ourselves? You know, I got this article from Reuter, I think it's called, whatever. Why don't we go ahead and educate ourselves a bit. So yeah. Let's start with this part. Extreme weather also threatens the Chicago area, where at least 8 tornadoes touched down in 4 countries of northeastern Illinois. I think that's how you pronounce it. The twisters and thunderstorms force O'Hare, I don't know. O'Hare and Midway Airport to temporarily halt all air traffic as tornado sirens echo through the third biggest city. Okay, let's see. The Southwest is bracing for potential deadly heat, which much of the area is under excessive heat warning. I live in the South. Yeah, Florida's in the South. Yeah, I live in the South. I can confirm. Yes, this is too much. Phoenix just posted its 13th straight day with a temperature of at least 110 degrees Fahrenheit. 110. I don't know if that's in Florida because I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really watch the news as much as I should. But holy cow, dude! Like, how is it gonna be like 110 fucking degrees, man? Like, Jesus, it's so hot. And again, for my international listeners who aren't in America, you're probably laughing at us. You're probably like, oh, they never had to carry. I don't know what to. They probably do the same thing I do. They never had to go walk to GameStop to buy their new game. Game in 150 degrees. No, and I don't want to. Dude, but continuing the sentence real quick. With forecasts predicting that the city next week will break its record of 18 straight days of over 110 10 degrees, set in June 1974. That's not a good thing. And overnight, it lowers our holding above 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Often little relief. The fact that 90 degrees is relief to you shows how hot it's been getting. Too much. Too fucking much. But that was only just be refer. No, we did learn. We did learn a couple things, but dude, like the fact that it's getting that high, dude, I'm gonna die out here, dude. I can barely even survive my own room without the AC. You think I'm gonna survive outdoors? You think I'm gonna survive outdoors? No, I'm not. God, why is it so damn hot, man? Like, man, like I get, God, I get that, like, you know, it's summer, so naturally it's going to get hotter. But like, every year it gets even hotter, dude. Like, okay, you guys all just heard a live reaction of me getting a question for the podcast. I am not joking. I forgot to turn off my notification noise, and Haley just came in with the clutch with one question. So shoutouts to Haley. We got a question live on the podcast. So we will answer that around the end of the podcast. But back to it. Crap, what was my train of thought? But it's just hot out here, man. It's like way too fucking hot. Like, maybe, how about this? Maybe God can grab the temperature and turn it down a bit. Like, God, if you're actually real, please turn down the temperature. Please. God, that was so stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's so stupid. Alright, let's get into some more dumb news. Like, alright, so AI. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are tired of hearing about this. I know I am. But I find this story to be particularly interesting because it just shows pretty much everyone in the industry stance. And I don't doubt it's just her. To give my quick thoughts on AI, I think AI can have some good use in media, in games, like maybe to help, like in games, definitely for like coding and stuff like that. Like, I can also like imagine it can be used for like games like Persona, which coincidentally the story's about. Where you could probably have the character say your name instead of just say nothing. So there is use for AI, but I feel like I don't agree with the people who are like, "Yo, AI is about to be the future, man. Yeah, Future's gonna come in with AI and change it all. He's gonna change the game, man, with this AI, man. I don't, I don't agree with those people. Future's supposed to make music, not robots. But I'm not. I don't agree with the fact that everything should be replaced with AI, because, like, first off, I want a job. I want a job. And even though I'll probably hate my job, I still want it. No, I was just complaining about me not turning off my ringer, and then I completely forgot to turn it off. Okay, good. But I want a job, and two, I find it more interesting if art looks good, and I know it's crazy. It's made by people. I know, crazy. Like Secret Invasion, which if you haven't seen it yet, don't watch it. It's boring. But Secret Invasion has like AI art in the beginning of the episode, in like beginning of every episode, and well, I get the purpose of it. That trying to tell what's real, what isn't. It just doesn't look good. It looks ridiculous. And not only that, like AI has just caused more problems than it has solved. Because now we have the writer's strike, which is the whole point of. We have the writer's strike, which the whole point of it is to just kind of get AI out of the writer's room, which I am 100% in support of that. And now we're having an actor. I'm pretty sure we're having an actor's strike, where same thing. Oh, let me double check that real quick. Actor's strike. Okay, okay, I just saw something that made me mad. You know what? I'll save that for next show. You know what? How about that? Just like, I'll just say this. Bob Iger, fuck you. Because he says, writers and actors are not being realistic with strikes. It's very disturbing to me. Bob Iger, you're a rich billionaire. Fuck you. Anyways, back on topic. The point is that AI scares me, and more importantly, AI just feels like an excuse to not pay your writers or anyone who does work for you the proper amount of money. But some voice actors have been against this, like their voice being used in AI, like, which is a whole nother can of worms that I'm not really a fan of. Like, it's gonna be funny to hear Drake sing an Ice Spice song, or Carl Weezer and Doofenshmirtz in like doing a duet on Rich Flex. But also, it could be kind of weird hearing like voice actors getting their like voice used for AI. So and there was like this recent controversy with the voice actress for Futaba, which I don't even know how you can get mad at her. She's literally one of the sweetest people I've seen. And she's been very vocal about her not wanting her voice to be used in AI. Yeah, you could probably guess who got mad at her. So much, and the harassment was so much that she just straight up just deleted her Twitter, which honestly, kind of a W, to be honest with you, because Twitter's a fucking hellhole. Like, it's a fucking mistake right now. But how about we go ahead and read this story. Hey, let's see. So, all right, Persona 5 voice act it's actress, but not actor, but Persona 5 voice actress Erica Limbeck ran afoul of this dilemma in recent days, resorting to her deleting her entire social media presence over an argument regarding AI generated voices. This all started with the cover of Bo Burnham's "In Welcome to the Internet" sung by Futaba. But great fucking song, by the way. The original, I mean, great fucking song. And produced by AI, which Limbeck understandably asked it to be removed since it made use of her voice in a way that neither had her consent, nor properly represented the character. The video was taken off by YouTube, but trolls responded to Limbeck's request by re-uploading it in droves and harassing her on Twitter. Limbeck might have somewhat. I am horrible. Last episode I was really struggling with reading words, and this episode is no different. I suck at reading shit. Limbeck might have been somewhat aggressive in her instance, but was way more justified and was bringing up a dialogue far too many fans are willing to have. It seems to be innocent fun when personal livelihoods are involved. The more we spread silly song covers and dialogue puppeting real people, the further we risk it becoming normal lives in the face of corporations who will use technology to cut costs. Yeah, because, like, this is what people don't realize. Now I think about it. Yeah, you can, like, make, like, funny song covers. Like, yeah, like, one that I think it's pretty interesting, actually sounds pretty nice, is, Starboy by Mordecai. Like, it was, like, Mordecai AI. And yeah, that may sound nice, but corporation can see that and be like, hold it. We could probably use this to our advantage. And, like, I don't know if any of you seen this, but someone, like, has an AI of Kanye, like, that's scaringly close to Kanye. I made, like, an entire, like intro of a song that sounds like Kanye. And yeah, there's a little bit of this does sound robotic. And yeah, if you've seen the video, it's kind of wild that he name drops Kanye's dead mom. But, it's scaringly accurate to how Kanye sounds. Like, we're getting way too fucking close with this AI shit. Like, way, way too close. To the point where, again, it's starting to make companies think we can make more money if we just use this AI stuff, which is bad because that's not what creativity's for. But yeah. And that's also not even mentioning, like, the fact that AI could also be used for impersonation and, like, spreading lies. Like, I could, for example, make an AI of, let's say, Elon Musk, and make him say the N-word, when in reality he probably still would, but that wasn't him. or I can make a AI of Kellen Goff, and make him be Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh wait. Bad. But you get my point. The shouldn't be like a replacement for creativity or a replacement for like actual jobs. It should make the jobs that we have easier. I don't understand why companies don't get that. I don't understand why people don't get that. Because especially with this writer strike, man, you see so many people are just like, have any of these companies heard of Chat GPT? No, because it can't write a fucking script. I used Chat GPT once to like do a comparison, so I don't know if any of you, I know some of you who are rap fans know the song, but for those who don't, Kendrick Lamar has a song called "We Cry Together," and that song is beautiful, mainly because it's written in a way where only a human can really say it. It sounds weird, but like it makes sense. And there's a lot of emotion in the lyrics. There's so much aggression in just like the words that are being used. And like the song is supposed to be an argument, so therefore they're bringing up things in the past that both partners have done, or bringing up things that maybe seem a little bit too far. So the AI made a song that's equally less investing, and honestly just more insulting. So yeah, let's get. Yeah, just I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish this. Fellow voice actor Yuri Lowenthal, the GOAT, and Paul Edding, the GOAT, came to Lindback's defense and pulled apart the logic of those who believed this was okay. It sucks that she was forced to vacate social media purely for standing up for her personal agency, and when people saw it fit to take her voice and twist it into something alien. Critics believe that she isn't in the place to complain because the cover wasn't monetized. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, it doesn't matter. If she wanted it down, she has all right to want it down. But shout out to this article. It's actually pretty well. It's actually one of the better articles I've actually written. Not written. Yeah, shout out to this article. I made it. Shout out to this article from The Gamer. J King. This is actually a pretty well written article. Yeah, there's so much wrong with like the situation that just it just sucks, man. Like this shouldn't be a modern day struggle, yet people are going way too fucking far with this AI shit. Like, again, AI should be used to make things easier, not completely replace things. But whatever. Just shout out to Erica Lindbeck. Good riddance that you're off. Good riddance that you're off social media. You do not deserve to be on social media. It's awful. Oh, so maybe that's for the best. And that's another thing. I want to bring this up real quick before we move on to the next topic. Why are so many voice actresses getting harassed for just seemingly nothing? Like the same shit happened with like Laura Bailey all the way back with like The Last of Us Part 2, which that's a whole other beast on its own. And like the same shit happened this year with fucking Lily Gallows Ada voice actress in Resident Evil. Like, I may not like her voice performance. I'm not gonna go harass her and kick her off the internet for it. Like, I'm not one to jump to these conclusions because, like, what the fuck do I know? But it just seems very motivated. That's really all I'm gonna say. Like, it's so, like, leave the voice actresses alone, please. But anyways, let's move on from this shit. The Last of The Last of Us. I mentioned The Last of Us a little bit earlier, when I was talking a little bit about Laura Bailey. AKA like 5 seconds ago. Oh yeah, I don't know if you remember that. I was talking a little bit on The Last of Us. I was just mentioning Abby's voice actress. I think it's voice actress. I don't know. But the point is, now The Last of Us is on Nintendo Switch. So you can play The Last of Us on Nintendo Switch. Oh, sorry. My bad. The Last Hope. Yeah, so, if you didn't see it, someone, it was definitely someone, released their own version of The Last of Us on Nintendo Switch. It is a ripoff. It does not look good. Critical has a video just playing it, of playing it, and it looks very, like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it looks any good. It looks awful. So let's go ahead and read this article by Game Rat on it. A strange clone of The Last of Us one called The Last Hope Dead Zone Survival, that's a stupid fucking name, has appeared on Nintendo Switch eShop, and the similarities are bordering on shameless. The Nintendo Switch eShop has plenty of exclusive games, but this doesn't seem to be one of them. Hey, you can't judge a book by its cover, man. All for you know, this could be the next classic, man. The Last Hope Dead Zone Survival? There we go. Yeah. It could be like the next Hollow Knight. It could be the next Hollow Knight. It could be the next Shovel Knight. It could be the next Knight guy. I don't know why there's so many games called Knight. But that's not the point. This could be the greatest. No, it's not. I'm gonna stop. In the gaming industry, it's totally normal for a games to take elements from one game and implement it in new, exciting ways. It's one of the reasons why gaming is so popular as a medium. Each game stands on their own shoulders of giants benefiting from the success and mistakes of games gone by. Despite this, every now and then, a game comes along that flies a little bit too close to the sun and attempt to capitalize on another game's success. For example, there are plenty of Super Smash Bros. Clones, but seeing one release for The Last of Us is definitely unusual. Yeah, because, like, The Last of Us is pretty hard to copy. Like, well, I'm sure it's not, now I think about it, because, like, these people did it. But, like, The Last of Us is, like, it's like a AAA, like, blockbuster of a game. And I'm sure there's, like, multiple, like, Last of Us clones on, like, probably, hold on. Let's do a little experiment right now. Let's open up the Play Store real quick. Because I think it would be interesting for me to go ahead and, so I'm going to type The Last of Us in my phone, and, yeah, I literally got, the first one I got was the last day on Earth survival. Last of Us Survivor dead. Okay, that's not a ripoff. The Last of Us tile hop. What the fuck? I almost want to install this one. Because, like, why the fuck does it have The Last of Us title? But I'm not. And the worst defender, The Walking Dead. That's a clear Last of Us ripoff. That's a joke, by the way. For those who can't realize. But yeah, there's like, not much really to say on it. It's just kind of funny to me that, like, there's so many, like, like clones on the eShop. So like this definitely can't be the only Last of Us clone, right? There has to be more. There has to be more. Like I know they just poured the Resident Evil games on. I'm being ridiculous. I'm sorry, but yeah. Just play Last of Us on PlayStation 5. You may have to bring out your wallet for this one, but yeah. Or if you just want to take Last of Us on the go, but don't too lazy to buy a Steam Deck. Just play The Last Hope: Dead Zone Survival. All right. Next topic. All right, our next topic. I'm not a Deadpool fan, but I've actually been pretty excited for Deadpool 3. For those who are somehow out of the loop, Deadpool 3 has just been insane, to say the least, so far. Like, we've been getting some of the most wildest news, and I hold back on talking about it a bit because, really because, I knew one day we're probably gonna get, like, this huge news on it, and I was just waiting for that. So let's go break everything one by one. So, we got, like, a bunch of Fox. So, like, Deadpool 3, we already had, like, rumors and leaks about it saying that the TVA was gonna be involved, and this would be Deadpool's entry to the MCU. And I had, like, a theory, like, for a while that, Deadpool 3 would be Deadpool kills the, Fox universe. I just thought it was just gonna be the plain out Fox universe. But, it seems like, it's not just gonna be the Fox universe that he'll be seeing as, like, there's gonna, like, it is gonna be the Fox universe. What am I saying? But, okay, let me rephrase it. It's gonna be the Fox universe, but it's gonna be multiple different types of, like, the Fox universe, you know? Because, like, there's gonna be, Ben Affleck's, like, Daredevil, which is shocking to me. We might be seeing the Fantastic Four return, which means we're probably gonna see Chris Evans come back to the MCU as not Captain America, which will be weird. And, of course, with the announcement of Deadpool 3, we have the return of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, which made me be to believe we were going to get Deadpool kills the entire Fox universe. And it seems like that dream is going to come true because, like, excuse the car horn, there's nothing I can do about that, but, because, like, we recently got set photos of Wolverine and, Deadpool fighting. In front of the 20th Century Fox logo. Which, I'm sorry, that just confirms it to me. I refuse to believe otherwise. It's like, and not only that, now that we've got set photos of that, we got a new look on the Deadpool suit, which I think looks cool. Cool, you know, it's basically the suit that we've been seeing for, like, the past two movies, except now it just looks a little more, like, comic accurate. And the most exciting part, and the one I'm kind of giddy over, the yellow and blue Wolverine suit. Oh my god, dude! It looks so beautiful. Now listen to me. I have a couple complaints. Like, you know, Wolverine, no sleeves. I hope those get ripped off mid-fight, but you do not add sleeves to Wolverine. However, I'm willing to look past it. You also have to make Hugh Jackman shorter somehow. There has to be at least one joke on that, you know? Again, I'm not a fan of I'm not that big of a fan of Deadpool, but if there's not one joke on how that Wolverine is not that short as he was in the comics, I'm gonna be mad. But, like, I am so happy because, like, I was always annoyed that they made fun of like the yellow and blue suit in like the X-Men movies. Cause like I love like not only I love like Wolverine's base suit, I love those like X-Men jumpsuits, man, cause they always look so cool. So why you gotta so why did you have to make me wait this long, man? I'm about to be an adult and I'm just seeing for the first time in live action the yellow and blue Wolverine suit, dude. It just looks so cool, man. I hope we get the cowl too, man. That's what I'm really hoping for. Like, the cowl will be the finishing touch for me, man. But I'll be just happy if it's just this, man. But yeah, there's so much that I'm so excited for about Deadpool 3. Like, it's not only going to be very interesting to see like Deadpool in the MCU, because like it's very different. They're very different tones. Like, the MCU is very different tone compared to Deadpool, but I'm also like pretty excited to just see like how much of the Fox universe they're willing to go, or just the universe in general. Because like I'm pretty sure Fox did like the original Hulk movie, if I'm not mistaken. Fox Hulk. Oh no, that was Universal. Never mind. Yeah, I think that was Universal. Okay, never mind. But there's like a bunch of deep cuts you can probably grab from the Fox universe. So yeah, I'll be very interested to see what they do with this. Deadpool 3. Even Ryan Reynolds has promised like this is gonna be what Multiverse of Madness wasn't, which I'm assuming is good. I'm just excited. Like I'm not a Deadpool fan, but I've just been getting really giddy over like the thought of how this movie's gonna turn out. Because like again, God, that suit looks so good. I love how that suit looks so much, man. I've never been more happy. I've never been more happy, man. Look, man, I personally would have preferred if Logan was the final time we saw Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. But if this movie sticks the landing, I think this will be the perfect send-off to not only the Wolverine character in this universe, but the Fox universe in general. Like, I'm glad that we're getting somewhat of a conclusion to this universe. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm glad we're getting somewhat of a conclusion for it. But anyways. Alright, let's talk about this big news real quick. Microsoft won against the FTC. If you didn't know, Microsoft has been trying to buy up Activision Blizzard for like the past year and a half now. And it's getting to the point where we're all tired of it, and we just want the deal to go through at this point because we're so tired. It's so stupid. So to get like the basic rundown, because if you want a more detailed rundown, PSVG has like 50 episodes on it, and to give my man Donnie credit, my man did not want to talk about it for like 5 of those episodes. Yet continue to, and very detailed, might I add. Because, so go check out that. But that's not what this is here for. I am here to be goofy and silly and be like, stupids, dumb farts.
Bruh.
That's what I'm going to be here for, man. But essentially, to give you the basic rundown, in case you don't want to watch, like, probably 10 hours worth of podcasts, which, it's fine. Microsoft attempted to buy Activision. Sony say, no, that's bad! And argue with Microsoft for, like, 6 months. Sony finally lets Microsoft buy the Activision, but then the FCC is like, no, that's bad, and took Microsoft to court to it. I am simplifying way too many things, but that's the basic rundown of it all. And it all comes down to Microsoft. This deal is finally coming through, man. Oh my god, man, I'm so fun. Oh, I'm so happy. Not because like I'm happy, like yeah, all the Activision stuff is now coming to Microsoft. Yeah, more just like Jesus fucking Christ, we've been dealing with this fight for like a year now. And I think this wouldn't happen if it wasn't for the fact that Activision is a huge acquisition. Like Activision's like probably like top, like one of the top 3 biggest like third party companies right now in gaming. Like they own, like what do they own? They own Call of Duty, Overwatch, what else they own? Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, shows how much I know about Activision. They own Diablo, right? I don't want to be wrong on that, right? Like the point is they own like a lot of like big games that are a huge deal, and also yeah, they own Diablo. So like the acquisition of Activision will be a big one, and not only that. It will force them to make something else other than Call of Duty because, like, as I'm pretty sure all of you know, Activision just been kind of forcing all their like companies, the studios that they own, to just make Call of Duty, just work on Call of Duty. Like I remember seeing like an article that Toys for Bob was working for Call of Duty, and I'm like, what? You mean the guys who made Spyro? You mean the guys who made Spyro and Crash? They're doing Call of Duty now? Is that such a good idea? But here's the statement for Brad Smith, which I don't know who he is. But it's a statement that he released on Twitter. I think it was July 11th he released this statement. Just waiting for Twitter to load. Okay, so he's the vice chair and president of Microsoft and co-author of Tools and Weapons. I don't know what any of that means, but sure. We are grateful to the court in San Francisco for this quick and thorough decision, and hopes the jurisdiction will continue working towards a timely resolution. As we demonstrate our consistently throughout this process, we are committed to working creatively and collaboratively to address the regulatory concerns. Brad Smith, Vice Chair and President. You know that statement would be fucking different. You know that statement would be like different with like if the FTC was just like FTC, right? Yeah, FTC was just like nah, we're gonna block the deal, and they're just like, man, fuck you, FTC. We don't give a shit about you. I'm gonna go beat up a couple kids because you decided that our deal couldn't go through. Like I always find that so funny because like they're like, thank you so much. But you know, if that was on the opposite side, they would just have so much more disrespect. But yeah. I have a couple of thoughts on like Microsoft buying Activision. One of them being the fact that I feel like it would be good for Activision, but like weird for Microsoft because like mainly because Microsoft has no fucking games. Like they have Hi-Fi Rush, and that's really it. Like that's all for like Xbox exclusive. Oh, Forza is like the only other like Microsoft property that's actually doing good right now. Wow. But yeah, like Microsoft really doesn't have much right now, and like it kind of feels almost cheating to like buy another company that have more exclusives on your plate. But also, so this means that there's a possibility that Banjo-Kazooie game can be made by Toys for Bob. And honestly, I'm pretty happy at just the thought of that. But it's just weird, you know. There's like this whole situation. My plan was to like bring on Haley Zarel, because like Haley Zarel. That's like her Twitter handle. Never mind. Haley Nicole Miller, aka one of the hosts of PSXP, because like she's way more passionate about like exclusives and acquisitions than I am, where I just like don't care. But she couldn't come. She couldn't come on, so maybe I'll bring her on next episode. And we'll bring this topic up again. I think exclusives are good for the industry. I think it creates competition, which means it'll bring out the best out of the developers, because you know you're trying to develop good games here for your consoles. Because if we all had one video game console, like one sole console that can play everything, I feel like we will have less good games, and more importantly, a lot less like games would even exist. Like Bayonetta 2 is a good example, where Bayonetta 2 would have not exist if it wasn't for the Wii U. Which, say what you want about that console, but it gave us one of the best action games of all time. So I guess it's alright in the end of the day. Like a lot of like games that we love and play wouldn't exist without exclusivity. And yeah, I think exclusivity is kind of like dumb and sometimes downright ridiculous. Judging from like this entire like court case, Microsoft bought Bethesda off a rumor that Sony might be buying exclusive rights for Starfield. And now Microsoft's just not. Now Sony's just not getting. Sony's just not getting Starfield. So take that, Sony. But again, I think it's okay. Sometimes it could get a bit too ridiculous, and that's why I think it goes a little bit too far. But I'm happy that Microsoft won this case, mainly because, like, again, I'm excited for Activision to make literally anything else. And I'm also pretty excited to see like what the future holds for Activision. Mainly because like I feel like Activision has like a lot of like cases on them, and like Microsoft could probably like clean that up a bit. Like Activision has like assault cases going on, and that's really all I can think about. And I feel like Microsoft, with like new management, could probably like fix that up and be like, "Hey, keep your hands to yourself." So yeah, that's kind of like what I'm most interested in. But I'm also like the most interested to see how much like the games will change. You know, it'll be interesting. You know, it's gonna be like a very interesting like next few years. Cause like we're seeing how Bethesda, we got a first taste on how Bethesda's doing with Microsoft, which with Redfield, and which whoopsie, and we're about to get another one with Starfield, which so far how that game's looking, whoopsie. Again, it's probably too early to judge because I'm not a Bethesda fan, but I'm not even remotely excited for Starfield. The only reason why I'm playing it because it's on Game Pass. That's really it. But yeah, I'm pretty interested to see what happens with this deal. Yeah. All right. Before we get into the next topic, let's talk about Mission Impossible. But I don't really have much to say on the movie without spoiling it, because like most some of my issues come with spoilers. But I saw Mission Impossible Tuesday night. My dad got an early ticket, so we saw it Tuesday night. Which, by the way, we waited on that. We waited in that line for like an hour, because it's supposed to be like a free ticket. and the theater ended up being full, so we had to get the 10:30. Yep, and by we I mean Dad had to buy like the 10:30 showing because like the theater was just way too full. So shouts to my dad. He's the GOAT for that one. He didn't have to do that for me, but he did, and I love him dearly. And show him love. Dalton Cox Experience. Show him love. But I saw it, and I thought it was pretty good. I think some people are rating it a bit too high. Like I've seen 9s and 10s for this movie, and and I see that I'm like, I wouldn't go that far. Cause like this isn't a perfect movie, and to be fair, this is like a 2-parter, but this movie does have issues that bothers me personally. Like for example, there are characters that should be used more. There are characters that should be used more that don't really get the use that I think they deserve, because I thought they were cool. Because I thought they were cool every time they were on screen, and I kind of wanted to see more. I'm talking about Palm Clementef, I think that's her name. I'm talking about her. She deserved more screen time. She was so awesome in that movie. But oh, that's like the actress. I thought that was the character name. No, that's the actress. But her character deserved way more screen time than she got, man. Because she was so fucking awesome in that movie. Okay, the character's name was Paris. Okay, the character's name was Paris. Okay, but I also had some issues with the pacing. I felt like the movie was kind of slow. Like the movie was very like slow in the beginning, to the point where I was kind of bored, and then slowly build up to like it got better and better the more I watched it. I'll say that it got better and better and better the more I watched it. Which, I think that's a positive thing. But yeah, that's really all I got with complaints, to be honest. I can't really think of anything else. I can't really think of anything else I could think of on the top of my head. But I think this movie's like really fun. This movie's really fun. It's really entertaining. The action's it's Mission Impossible, so the action's obviously good. If I were to rank this between the Mission Impossible movies, it would probably be like the 3rd or 4th best. Like, because this is a great movie. Don't get me wrong. And maybe with time it will probably become a 9 out of 10 for me, but for now I think a 8.5 works for it. Because I think this is a fun movie. Also, like, they did the character of, like, Elena, I think her name was, from Indiana Jones. Like, they did a very similar thing. I hit my headset with a broom, my bad. Let me just go ahead and look. Helena. I don't know why I called her Elena, but they did, like, a very similar character to Helena from Indiana Jones, and she is way better written in this than literally anything Helena does. Like, I forgot her name too. Damn, I'm really stuck with names, but yeah, just basically describe it. She did better, like way better. So I know that was probably I'm thinking, like, I think they were better. Grace, I think that's her name. Yeah, I think she did pretty good on that movie. Just overall good movie. That's really all I gotta say. 8.5 out of 10. If you want to go see it and you're a big fan of the Mission Impossible for franchise, go ahead and see it. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm excited for part 2. I hope they stick to landing, because this was just a fantastic opener. It was just a fantastic opener overall. Even if it had some problems, but not the best review, because, like, again, I'm more of just processing it right now. But yeah, that's really all I say. So how about we get into the last thing? So last week I took a look at Batman hot takes. And today, I'm going to look at something that I'm way more familiar with. Sonic hot takes. I am a huge Sonic fan. I'm way more familiar with Sonic than Batman. So how about we go ahead and check out some of these hot takes. All right, so what's your Sonic hot take? Mine is that classic Sonic is more fun in Generations than the classic games, and mainly due to the OP spin dash and homing attack. Yeah, that's a take. That's a take. It's not one I agree with, but you know what? That's what hot takes are for. Alright. Bringing back Shadow from the Dead was a terrible idea and only done for popularity. It has become very apparent that they don't want to keep shoehorning him in every game, but fans keep dragging him back in. I don't think that's necessarily true. Cause like they stopped putting him in the game for like a while. And then he came back in like Boom and Forces. And yeah, fans wanted him back, but it felt like they had more to tell with him, but it just wasn't very good to me. To me at least. Like I don't think Shadow and Boom was getting good, and I don't think Shadow and Forces was any good. But hopefully, like maybe one day, like maybe like Frontiers or a future game, we'll see Shadow again, and he'll be back to his glory days. I think Prime, from what I've heard, Prime has done him pretty well. I haven't seen the second season yet, but I heard Sonic Prime does Shadow pretty well, so that's pretty exciting. Anyways, there's nothing wrong. I just hit the mic, damn. I am really bad at this podcasting thing. There's nothing wrong with the 2D sections being in Sonic games and 3D Sonic games. I've heard several people say it doesn't belong because it's 3D, but there are several franchises that mixes 2D and 3D. I understand the playing in something like Generations and Forces where Classic is purely 2D and there's no 3D character to balance out the modern 2D and 3D gameplay. But in Legion Colors, it's only one playable character, so there's no reason that has to stick to 2D or 3D. That's fair. I can't really complain about that. I think that's a fair opinion to have, but I don't know. Never really bothered me, personally. Most Sonic bosses suck. Hard disagree. I enjoy a lot of them. Hard disagree. Let's see. IDW mean no, wrong. The IDW comics are great. I love them. They're fun. They have some of the best characterization of Sonic's friends in literal years. And I'm not even exaggerating with that. Like literally, like when the IDW comics came out, it was like at like Sonic's worst, and it just honestly was just way better than like a lot of the games that were coming out in terms of story. So yeah, IDW comics are better. Elbozo. Coward deleted his account, so I can't even call his username out. Boo. Sonic Rush games and Colors DS are the best 2D games in the series. I'll say one of. I think Sonic Rush 1 is pretty decent. Sonic Rush 2 or Sonic Rush Adventures is fucking great, and Sonic Colors on DS is pretty criminally underrated. Infinite was a good character. No, there should be no return to Adventure or to 2000. Sega should move on. Yeah, like Sega's been moving on. Sega has not moved on at all. We've only recently got Sega moving on, man. But I agree with that to an extent. Like, if a remake comes out, I think if a remake comes out, I think it should retain the original gameplay. while also like, of course, tightening up the controls. But like, if we do ever see a return to those kind of adventure style 3D games, I think they should. I think they should like. I don't know what I was gonna say. If we see a return to them, I'll be pretty happy about it. This guy just doesn't like 2000 Sonic. The 2000 stories weren't as good as you remember. The only one that was well written is Black Knight Unleashed, debatable, and Secret Rings. Hard disagree. The 2000 storylines are fun. Because like they were good because it was Sega trying. It was Sega not really worrying about what critics think. And Sega was like trying new things with Sonic, you know? No, rather than like early and late 2010s where Sega felt more terrified on what to do because they were scared about critics being like, this is a blue hedgehog. Why are you trying to make me feel feelings for it? I don't know what that was. But and not only that, you said Secret Rings is a good story. Secret Rings. Okay, get off my chair real quick. I gotta get a less squeaky chair. Secret Rings. Oh God. Just no. Boo. I never hated the boom design. They're over-designed in my opinion. They're way too over-designed. I like Amy and Tails' design. I think Sticks looks cool as well. But like, Sonic and Knuckles in particular is just the issue with me because they look way too over-designed. They look like they're doing too much, you know. All right. Badnik bouncing is one of the best feelings. What do you mean by that? Let me get my soundboard out real quick so I can.
Really, nigga?
You want to explain that? No, there's no explanation. So, oh well. The Wii and PS2 versions of Sonic Unleashed is more enjoyable than the 360 and PS3 versions. That's definitely one of the takes of all time. The 360 and PS3 versions of Unleashed is not the best looking game in the series due to technical issues. Generations PC, Lost World, and Forces look. I know you're not coming in with that Forces is like that plastic toy ass looking game. Now I know you're not coming in with that. Also, Unleashed only had those technical issues on, I believe it was on PS3. And also, if you play Unleashed on Series X, holy shit, that game looks beautiful. Like, gorgeous. Like, that game holds up, man. That game was ahead of its time. A fully 3D boost game would be awful. No, I disagree. And of course, like, okay, you can't say, like, a simple take and not go into more detail about it. Like, why? Why would that be awful? Tell me, why would that be awful? Make me more knowledge about this. Why would that be awful? But anyways, I prefer Sonic games that focus more on platforming over raw speed. Main reason I don't like Sonic. Main reason why I don't like Sonic 2 Advance 2 and Unleash. Those are definitely the takes of all time. To me, like, Sonic controls don't work for, like, precise platforming. And I feel like momentum-based platforming works better for Sonic. Which is what... Excuse me. I didn't even mute. Sorry about that. But which is why, games like Sonic... which is why games like Sonic Advance 2 and Sonic 2 Generations, and like so many other games just work better for me, because like I like focusing more on I like focusing more on speed and how fast can I complete a level rather than the core platforming. You know, it's obstacle based platforming. That's probably the word I'm looking for. All right. Okay, this one. Okay, this guy has an L take. He's agreeing with the other guy. Okay, I definitely agree that Sonic Unleashed is not the best looking game in the Sonic. It's not the best looking Sonic game. That's not even an opinion. That's fact. Hey, buddy.
Really, nigga?
I hate people who are like that, man. I hope that's sarcasm. But like, I hate people who are like that. Like, my opinion's actually fact. No, it's an opinion. You got show your work. Show your work if it's facts. Show your works. Oh, because I had technical issues on PS3? Guess what, buddy? The PS3 ain't the best version. It's the Xbox version. This entire like podcast is just being me. This entire podcast has just been me being pro Xbox, man. Like I was talking about Hi-Fi Rush earlier. I was talking about like I'm happy that Microsoft is buying Activision. Like this entire podcast has just been me sucking Xbox dick. My dad listens to this podcast. I just said that. Hi, Dad. I'm sorry. When I told you I was doing this podcast, I'm pretty sure you didn't want to hear that sentence. Anyways, alright, back to it. Sonic Forces was good, you're wrong. Sonic Adventure 2 over Sonic Adventure 1, that's not even a hot take. Wait, do people not think Adventure 2 is better than 1? No, people do think that. That's not a hot take. That's not a hot take. Some Sonic games have entertaining stories, but not a single one has good False! Frontiers is a perfect example. Best writing in the series, easily. You also have Sonic Adventure 2, Black Knight. I'm trying to think of some other ones. I'm helping my case with it. Unleash. So many Sonic games have great writing. Wrong! We don't need more playable characters in the future 3D Sonic games unless they're completely optional. So, I could take it or leave it. You need to play the Japanese version. Is a terrible and bad faith argument only used to divert and validate criticism made against the series he's writing. I didn't even know that was an argument. I've been in this community for my entire life and I didn't even know that was an argument, so I can't comment on that. Both are good. But Sonic CD's US soundtrack is better than Japanese and EU soundtrack any day. Wrong. Boo, you stink. I like the fact how like the Batman like hot takes segment was just me being like, you know what, this guy's kind of spinning. This guy's kind of he's going off the records a bit. What's that song Jay had? Off the Zoinkies? He was going off the Zoinkies a bit. And then this entire like segment in like Sonic Hot Takes has just been me like, wrong, you're wrong, go kill yourself, kiddo. Back to my dad again. Hi, Dad. I'm yelling at. This is what I do when I'm not podcasting. Look at people's opinions on things and say how wrong they are. The positives of the IDW comics far outweigh shadow characterization there. I can't really comment about that. I don't really know what they're trying to say. And speaking of that, the IDW comics is the best written Sonic media. All right, I agree with that. Yeah. All right, we're getting somewhere. I like that. All right, let's see what the last take is. Sonic 06 is the polar opposite of good. There's no way it could ever be better than below average. Why am I thinking about it? Of course Sonic 06 is bad, but that's not even a hot take. But yeah. Alright, let's see. Keep going. My mic because I'm going. Yeah, I don't. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Some of these are just not. Some of these aren't even hot takes, man. IDW's being the best written Sonic media in all of the series is absolutely, positively, certainly, and definitely not a hot take. Okay, yeah, but that's not. Yeah, but that's not like the craziest shit I've heard on this thread, man. Like I heard crazier shit on this thread, man. I saw someone say Sonic Adventure 2 is better than 1. That's not a hot take. And you draw the line at that? Neither is the Sonic 06 thing. It's just most adults who played it back in the day have moved on, and the kids who played it back then grew up. That's true. That is true. Like a lot of people, like I've seen a lot of people like turn on Sonic 06 and just be like, "Nah, I like this game." I think that's fine. Don't get me wrong. I think that's fine. That's a completely fine opinion to have. Because, like, if you enjoyed it when you were younger, I don't see why you can't enjoy it as you're an adult. So, you know what? Valid. Personally, I couldn't get past the first level when I was younger. And I only beat it, like, when I was, like, 13. Let's see. Sonic 3 isn't that good. Wrong. I can see you getting crucified. Sonic Boom is overrated and absolutely does not get the characters at all. The writing is nothing short of character assassination. Some is just Sonic's just a permistic douchebag who treats others like shit and borderline fleet away. Sonic Tails is some jerk ass know it all. I read that all wrong. I never seen that word typed out. Now I think about it. That does look kind of weird. Now I'm looking at it. Knuckles is a muscular dumbass. Ariel. How did I read that as Ariel? Amy is your stereotypical bitch. Eggman is even menacing. Shadow is just a bullet. This is what about a 5-year-old? The show also mocks the series as a whole, which does not add to the graces of its reputation. Okay, I can get this opinion. So I'm gonna actually give like a genuine response to this. So I'm gonna give a well-constructed, well-thought-out response to this that I think you all agree with. One that will probably bring up arguments. Okay, in all seriousness, I can kind of see that. I really can. Because, like, the Sonic Boom cartoon isn't for everyone. Like, Season 1 especially isn't for everyone. I really didn't care about it at all. But I think that's kind of the point of it. Like, Sonic Boom uses the stereotypes of the characters, like how the characters were simplified in the games, and used that in terms of their comedy. They used it for the comedy. It made for the jokes to be more funny because it feels like Seinfeld. You know, I'm gonna compare Sonic Boom to Seinfeld, where you have these caricatures in different wacky scenarios. Yeah, it's entertaining, and yeah, they're kind of assholes, but it's entertaining to watch them see their comeuppance when they're being an asshole, because, you know, being an asshole equals karma. And I hope I make it make sense. And not only that, I feel like the show mocking like its history is well deserved. Like, yeah. I think Sonic's history should be mocked a bit, but it's not like in a annoying degree like I see other like franchises do, where they're like, that was a rough look for us. More than it feels tasteful and like understanding of fans. Like Sonic Boom got Sonic to me. If they didn't show that with the characters, they showed that in terms of how the show was structured and how the show referenced its past, but while also showing respect to it, if that makes sense. I mean, the show brought Vector in the Boom universe, which was wild to me. So, yeah. The movie was awful. I can honestly actually see that. I like the movie. I think Sonic Movie 1 is good. I think Sonic Movie 2 is great. I don't really have much more to say than that, but I can kind of see how someone will see that movie as trash. But I had fun with it. Alright, let's do one more, and I'll give my own Sonic hot take. Never mind, the thread's over. I was trying to look for another one, but the thread's over. Okay. My Sonic hot take. What's my Sonic hot take? So. I think the ports for Sonic DX and Sonic Origins, like those ports, the ports for Sonic Adventure DX, you know, the version of Sonic Adventure that was brought over the GameCube, and the ports for Sonic Origins are good ports. I know many people don't, especially Origins I can completely understand. But, like, Sonic Adventure DX is how I personally experienced Sonic Adventure for the first time, so it holds a very special place in my heart. Like, I remember specifically unlocking Metal Sonic and getting giddy and excited, and then being disappointed that it's just a reskin of Sonic. So that was disappointing. But I also remember, like, just having so much fun with the game. And that was how I first fell in love with Sonic Adventure. So it holds a special place in my heart. And while Sonic Origins isn't really, polished, I still think they're good ports and offer enough content to justify its price. Sonic Origins Plus is a little less defendable. Like, way less defendable. But I think Sonic Origins is worth it, personally. Alright, I don't know how hot takes those are, but there you go. So for those who got mad at me, I'm sorry. There you go. That's me when you get mad at me, because I'll start crying. I'll start crying like a little bitch. Alright, we got one singular question from my girl Haley. Shoutouts to her. Go listen to PSXP. She asked, what's your most anticipated movie of the year? Which is a good question. And if I was asked this earlier, I would probably have an answer by now. But since I'm going off the top of my head, I'll go Dune Part 2. I really like the first Dune a lot. Like, a lot. And I am I am doing nothing. I am doing everything in my power to see Dune 2. Because I really love Dune 1. I love that movie to death, and I'm so excited to watch Dune 2. Like, I am almost giddy to watch Dune 2. I did mention Deadpool 3 a little earlier, but I'm less excited to watch that more and more interested in it because, like, again, funny Fox characters are coming. Let's see what else is coming out. What else is coming out this year? Uh, Nimona recently came out. It's on Netflix. I've been meaning to watch that. So I guess I'll consider that like an anticipated movie, even though it's out. It looks good. I really think it looks good. And with the same logic, Justice League X Ruby Superhero Huntsman Part 1. Not because I'm excited for it, because I'm excited to see how bad it really is, because Ruby hasn't really been good. Ruby hasn't really been good for a good while. Ruby hasn't really been good, so, and not only that, this is the dumbest crossover I think I've ever seen, and I want to see it. There was like a comedy that was supposed to come out, that's coming out as well that I want to see. I just can't remember what it's called. It was shown while we were watching. It was shown while we were watching like Mission Impossible. Like, let me see if I can find the trailer rolls. Let me just go ahead and pause the podcast real quick. Drive Away Dolls. It's Drive Away Dolls. I'm sorry if I just hear rape you. I'm sorry. But Drive Away Dolls. That movie looks really funny. I'm probably gonna see it when it comes to digital. But it looks really funny. I'm pretty excited to watch it. But what else we got? What else we got? Turtles, of course. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mutant and Mayhem. I'm in love with how that movie looks. I love literally every trailer I've seen of it, and I'm really excited. And also people who don't like Apple's new design stay mad. And I'm talking specifically about you know who. You know who. Yeah, I think that's really it. Like, oh, Barbie. Barbie's like, I think Barbie's like next week. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited for Barbie. Jesus Christ, it's already next week, man. That July is breezing through fast, dude. But yeah. I think that's really it for like movies I'm pretty excited for. Everything else either doesn't have a trailer or just doesn't interest me. If there's any movies I missed, I will probably mention them when they come out. So yeah. Alright, game recommendations and song recommendations before the pod ends. Jesus Christ, this podcast is like an hour and 30 minutes long. We are getting along with these podcasts. We are getting along. Game recommendation, I'm going to give you, yeah, River City Girls. I love that game. I want to get the Platinum Trophy for it one day because I love that game so much and it's so much fun. I love the art style. I love the character designs. I love WayForward as a developer. They've created some of my favorite indie games, and this is probably my favorite game from them. So yeah, River City Girls, go play that. I have the physical copy of it. I bought it like a couple months ago, and it's gorgeous. I love it. And if I had a poster, I would hang it up my wall. But anyways, as for albums, we go ahead and check out. Oh wait, no, I don't even need to do that. Listen to Scaring the Hose DLC pack. Listen to Scaring the Hose and its DLC pack. I recently did a review on Album of the Year, Brandon's Now Nas, of Scaring the Hose DLC pack, where I didn't rate it because I didn't want to get in the way of my best of 2023 ratings. I don't know what that was, but if I die in this podcast, make sure you let the police know. I just want to make sure they get the message. But anyways, Scaring the Hose, and it's DLC pack. Go listen to it. DLC pack came out I think Wednesday, and I think the songs are pretty goofy. They're pretty fun. So go listen to them. And then while you're at it, go listen to the regular version of Scaring the Hose. Just make sure you don't listen to it around any hoes. It will terrify them. Yeah, just don't scare the hoes. That's really it. That's the end of the podcast. I think I hit everything I wanted to talk about. Next week I'll try to get Haley on. If not, I do want to get a guest on next week. It will either be my sibling, Haley, or my best friend, Sky. If not, then I'll just if not, I'll just bring back Dad. And he'll have no choice but to be on the podcast with me because I'm his son and he loves me. So why wouldn't he come back into the podcast? Make sure you make. Okay, really rude, motorcycle. Make sure you listen. Make sure you share the podcast with people. Rate it 5 stars. If you like, of course. Check me out on Ren's Now the Album of the Year. Red the Mix Nerd on Steam and PSN. And my gamer tag is Ren is Now Koi. I'm too lazy to fix that, so don't ask. I also have an email in case you want to submit any questions or on Ask Ren Anything, I think it's called. Double check. Yeah, AskRedAnything at gmail.com. So yeah, go ahead and submit that. And yeah, that's really it. I don't really have much more to say. Thank you all for listening. I graciously appreciate all of you. Next time you see me, I will be in the debate on why Sonic Frontiers. What is that? Okay, yeah, I gotta get out of here. Yeah, okay, scratch that. Next time you see me, I'll be in a ditch, lying dead, while wondering where did it all go wrong. Hope you all have a great day. I hope I do too. Bye.